Klawock is a town of about 900 located on the western side of Prince of Wales Island. This was a traditional village site, and some of the tradition remains today for residents, like Jeff and Rachel Nickerson, who gather and preserve subsistence foods year-round.
Well, today we're going to go out and look for herring spawn on kelp. I think that's probably one of the reasons that people settled in Klawock. There's some that are thin, and we're trying to find some that are thick and that we can pull up. You know, the thicker the better on the kelp. We're just trying to locate them now. This is the area they're spawning in. Yeah.
Just because there's kelp and herring spawn in the area doesn't mean that every throw will be productive.
Right on the other side, so we're looking for thick eggs, thick spawn on the kelp, herring spawn. So,
And what's wrong with getting it when it isn't so thick?
less eggs. Doesn't taste as good, you know. It's just the thicker the better. I mean, you know, years ago when I was growing up, never used to have to look around this much for good kelp.
These are thick, but they're
We're a small area, that's why you have to look around so much. There's been a lot of people in here already and have picked a lot of the kelp. Somebody has hemlock branches down here that they're trying to get the herring to spawn on. They try to make it as inconspicuous as possible because someone always comes and takes a branch.
Harvesting the herring eggs simply means breaking off kelp leaves, but there's a right way to do it.
The main thing is, when I was growing up, they told me to leave the bulb like here. See the bulb here? Leave the bulb there and take the kelp down below it, and then you won't hurt it. But if you take the bulb off, then it's going to take longer to grow, and if it does grow back. This is a good spawn. This is nice, pretty thick. This is about the thickest I've seen this year.
A permit is needed to Subsistence gather herring eggs. There's a limit of 158 pounds, enough, Nickerson says, to last a year. The herring eggs may be saved for later use by cutting into convenient sizes and freezing, or by pickling in vinegar, soy sauce, Tabasco, and spices. For immediate use, the eggs may be cooked in water with a bit of seal oil.
Let it come to a boil for a couple seconds, you know, with some grease in it, and then just dip the fish eggs in it for a couple seconds, and you don't want it to stay in the water too long, you know, just so it turns this different color green. It'll turn a brighter green, And if you keep it in the water too long, the eggs will turn white and it'll be rubbery.
As far as the way it tastes, you know, it really has a fishy taste to it, and it's. I've seen a lot of people that have tried it, you know, that didn't grow up around here, that moved in to the Klawock area, that have tried it, that didn't care for it, and just like they say, I guess it has an acquired taste.
Herring eggs are just one of the subsistence foods gathered by the Nickersons. As the seasons of the year roll around, so do the other foods.
Okay, here we have plain fish that's packed in jars. Here we have smoked fish, they're both sockeye. And this here is ground fish, which is coho that we put up. And here is deer meat that is jarred. And down here we have beach asparagus and salmon berries here and smiling berry jam. And here we have a large can of chili con carne without beans.
Even with the canned chili, the Nickersons follow the seasons to gather food, like halibut, seaweed, sea cucumbers, beach asparagus, berries, abalone, salmon, seal, deer, and in the spring, herring eggs.
Definitely fun because you're out on a boat and being out and enjoying the birds, and sometimes you'll see whales or you'll always see sea lions and seals, and so definitely fun, you know, but at the same time we're doing a very necessary part of our life, you know, that's putting away the fish eggs.
Jeff Nickerson is one of many Alaskans affected by conflicts over use of Alaska's resources. He says over the years, population increases and another factor have made it harder to find subsistence foods like herring eggs on kelp.
When I was about 10 years old, that's when they first tried in this area commercially getting fish eggs, and ever since then it hasn't been the same, you know. And I think that has a lot to do with it, and that's why I say, you know, now there's just no telling what this commercial harvest is going to do to our subsistence life here.